Hey guys, Kev here, and I just want to do a quick update video on the Ohlone Knives Goat version 2. So this is a knife that I've messed around with a little bit. If you recall, I did the video where I swapped the blades, or not the blades, I swapped the G10 on the inserts and the back spacers. So I had a plain titanium one with green G10, and I had a black washed one with red G10, and I swapped them, right? So I ended up with this being plain with red. And then I went ahead and I sent it off to my good buddy Will. He goes by MB Wild on Instagram, and he does some really cool, interesting mod work, mostly like anodizing and I think like acid etching and stuff like that. And he went ahead and modded this here goat. So now I have the goat in a goldish bronze titanium with a leathery Merlot kind of dark brown red on the backspacer and inserts. And guys, I think it's sexy as hell. I mean, let me try to get close up here. Look at the freaking coloring on this thing. It's incredible. Like, he did all the hardware, the clip just came out so good. And then if we look at it with the blade, I mean, and look at the blade to begin with. I love the goat, guys. This is one of my favorite just like EDC knives, because it's so simple yet elegant. It's a drop point. Like, this knife is lightweight. It could go in your pocket for so many different things. Like, you could put it in basketball shorts and carry it around. You could put it in a suit and carry it around. I mean, you could basically do whatever you want. Centering is dead nuts, of course. Like, I don't know. I just think it's a cool knife, and I think it's a great kind of mod. I've been trying to get into that stuff a little bit more, just because, I don't know, there's not so many knives that I'm hunting anymore or that are interesting me, so I'm more or less trying to perfect the ones I have, maybe. And I really haven't modded that many or anything, but like, that's part of what led me to doing the disassembly videos for you guys all the time with the first impressions, because I just wanted to do something else. Like, I'm starting to get more into tools and stuff. Like, I have the bit drivers, right? And I just ordered another one actually today. Pry bars. I just ordered another one of those today. So it's just kind of the way of the hobby, I think, guys. You get into EDC, you start with, you know, your knives or whatever it is that you're into, and then you start growing from there. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I decided to send this to Will. He does some really good work, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at it. This is a really short video, so I apologize. It's not my normal ranty, ravey type stuff. I was just really excited about this knife. I showed it off on Instagram today, which will probably be in the, past for you, a week or so. But it's just one of my favorite all-time designs. Ever since I saw the original one made by Tuya Knives with the carbon fiber inlays, which I still wish they would bring back. But I've spoken to Derek Costa, who runs Ohlone, and he just said Riot, they couldn't do it with carbon fiber, and micarta would be too thin, so it basically had to be G10. But I would love a goat with like fat carbon, White Storm or Arctic fat carbon, lava fat carbon, whatever, all three. It's just a classic design. This is like, when I think of classic pocket knife, gentleman knife or whatever, I think of this knife with this drop point. So simple in the lines. It's just, straight through. And then it kind of curves around this butt. You have such a neutral handle here up to the flipper tab. and then you get that good straight up to a belly. Like, it's just such a good ergonomic knife as well. It's not huge, but I can fit all 4 fingers on. I'm comfortable. There's no jimping to jack up your thumb. You get a lot of control up here like this. If you want to do the flipper choil, you can, and you still have control. And with this knife, you're not doing things where you're going to be like bearing down and cutting your finger with this. Like, you're going to be doing simple cuts or cutting through fruit or whatever it is you happen to be doing. And then the action on it is just like stupid. I did notice when I got it back that the detent seems to be a little stronger, but I took it apart and put it back together, and that seemed to get it right back to where it was. Absolutely perfect. It's one of those detents that Riot just dialed to perfection. It's not enough to where it hurts to constantly play with and deploy, but it's strong enough that you're never going to fail this knife when you use the flipper tab. I mean, I've tried to fail it, and I literally cannot. Like, it just doesn't. It just fires out every time. And then the closing action, while not drop shut, is very satisfying to me for a little knife that I can just shake it down like that. I like to work it down like this as well, or give it the old just down to the nail and then shaky, which is hard under a camera. And it does like to do that where it pops back up because of the detent ball ramp. Another great detail on here. But if you get your finger down at the bottom here where the bolster lock is, it'll drop to your nail and then boom. Like, I don't know. It's just really, really good. And now it's a one-of-a-kind piece. This is, my GOAT version 2, and I'm in love with how it came out. I just think he just did such a great job, and I'm just grateful that I know people like Will in the community. This didn't cost me anything. I asked him, how much does it cost? What can I send you? And, if I were to do a bunch of projects with him, he would have to start charging me. But the first one, I guess, is on the house just to show his work. And, I mean, I don't even think he let me pay for shipping back. I tried. He's just a really cool dude. I enjoy my conversations with him very much. We chat about a lot of different knives, and it's always funny to see, like, our top 5 or 6 knives seem to align fairly well. But then when you get past that, like the next 10 or so, and just like knives in general, we have just such different viewpoints, except we also have very similar tastes. So it's like this strange balance that we have in our conversations. Just he's just amazing to talk to about knives and in general, but I mostly talk to him about knives and his viewpoints, and he really dives into it. I mean, he analyzes a knife way deeper than I do. I am much more of a feel guy, and that's why I'm a detent guy, because I feel things out, and that's such a tactile thing, the detent. And he analyzes a knife from, tip to tail and can break down so many details. And I'm just like, don't like it, And then me trying to explain that to him is so funny. Meanwhile, he can just perfectly explain what he's talking about. So anyway, guys, if you haven't checked out MB Wild on Instagram, please do. I'll link his Instagram below. Great dude. And just a huge cool part of the community, and so is just modding in general. So anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I love you all, and I will catch you later.